this video, we will be seeing how to create a list and manipulate it using Python. A list can be created with a set of square brackets. Here we've created an empty list, a list with a combination of string and numbers. Now, if we want to create a list with 1 to 10 numbers, we could do this, or we have a function called the range function. So we have a starting number and an end number, but we cannot visualize the list. So we use the function list on top of the range function to get the list of 10 numbers. You can see that the range's last number was not included. But if I give the list function and then give the 10 numbers, it does not work. It needs an iterable function. So I can create a list with a string. So say I have a statement, and then on top of that I use the list function that is created into list of literals, because statement, which is a string, is an iterable object. This is an example of a nested list, that is, a list within a list. We can even create lists by using repetition. The multiplication star or the asterisk can be used. Here, the star as a string multiplied by 100 gives a list of 100 stars. Or if I have a list of, say, elements 1, 2, 3, and I want it to repeat 5 times. And this is how I would do it. Now, if I want to concatenate two lists, say I have list L1 as this and L2 is this. If I say L1 plus L2, he gives me a list with both of the elements concatenated. We have another function, append, where L2 is appended to L1. You can see the L2's elements become a sublist of L1. Next, we have another function called the extend. Here, the elements of L2 become a part of L1 as a list. You can note that L1 has been modified in these two functions, the append and extend, but remain unchanged in our concatenation plus sign. Next is the insert function. Here you specify the index and the element that has to be inserted. The element is always inserted one place before the index that has been specified. Next, we have the searching functions. It's similar to string with the indexing principle. I have a function called index. In this, it gives me the elements index. So he's saying the number 2 is found at the index position 2. I have one more count function, which gives me the count of the elements. So 5 appears only once. If you note, he did not count the one inside the bracket. Now there is a sort. This is to sort the function or the list in an ascending order. If I give the parameter reverse equals true, he sorts it in the descending order. Equivalently, there's another function called the reverse. So you could use that directly, saying L3 dot reverse instead of using the parameter. Next comes the removing the elements. There are 3 ways to remove the elements. One is a remove function. Another one is the pop. So remove, you can just say, here I have L4. So L4 dot remove 4. So it will remove the element 4. If I say pop, you don't have to specify any index. At that time, it pops out the last element of the list. If I say pop of 0, I can specify any index actually. When I specify, he pops out the element from that index. So now if we check our L4, we see we've popped out the last element and the first element. The next function is the del. Here he deletes The only difference here is it does not return the element that was deleted. If you see in pop, he returned the element. In delete, he just deletes it. So next is R, replacing and slicing the list. Here I can take a slice of a list by telling from what element to what element I need and what is the step size I would need. So if I index it, say I want to say L5 of 0 as 2, then I can modify the list by pointing out to particular elements in a list. Hence, this list is also called as a mutable object in Python. This is a brief introduction to modifying lists. There are more advanced functions like list comprehension, which we will see in advanced topics.